Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Billionaires Club 101. Just want to go off of the commentary of Dr. Boyce Watkins addressing Corey Holcomb. Now, in this dialogue, I'm going to convey that Dr. Boyce Watkins, he's a YouTube figure, talks in regards of boosting your IQ, some educational things that he has going on. Corey Holcomb is a comedian, so his job is to be comical. And you may or may disagree with Corey Holcomb's style of comedy. I watched the brother; he's very funny. Some subject matters may be offensive to some people, and then some people may just look at it as satire. He's just making a joke, and he has a YouTube channel, has a huge following, and also people getting paid from their YouTube channel, their podcast. So you have to make some contact, just as well as Dr. Boyce Watkins. Um, he has every right to come on his channel and to address whatever he chooses to address. But when you're climbing up here, and Boyce Watkins may not think he's up here, but he's a man of certain intellect. So when it comes to certain subjects, people tend to listen to what Dr. Boyce Watkins has to communicate to his audience. But in one of the episodes I was watching of Dr. Boyce Watkins, he's addressing the validity of his marriage or his proposal to his, at the time, the fiance, but now the wife, and why did they get married? Whatever the case is, he can address it the way he want to address it. But when you get in the mud with people who are being muddy, you're going to come out dirty. And not in the sense of physically dirty, it's more of putting your IQ level where people maybe thought you were here, now it's just coming down because of you're going to be attacked, you're going to be ridiculed. There's a lot of things that can happen, especially if you're a public figure. You got people who are looking for clickbait, you got people who are looking for views, and drama sells. Drama brings in traffic. But on a Corey Holcomb platform, that's what he does. And excuse me. Do apologize. So Corey Holcomb's platform is more of comedy, and then Boyce Watkins' platform is more of, as I see it, more of uplifting, providing knowledge, providing certain education. Two different platforms, but at some point, they're here now. Corey Holcomb is good at what he does. Dr. Boyce Watkins is good at what he does. But when it comes to, so you got to look at Corey Holcomb. He's against, so he claims to be a married man. I'm not sure if he's a married man at this time. But his look on relationship, he has that dominant figure of how he looks at his relationships. Dr. Boyce Watkins, on the other hand, he wants to have that family. He wants to have that marriage. He wants to have that balance in his life where, that lady who he's married to, his wife, whatever the reason why they got married, it's their business, For him, he fell in love. For her, she fell in love. Whether there's an ulterior motive on each of their end, I think marriage has both an ulterior motive. I'm going to get married to her, and I want this. I'm going to get married to him, and I want that. You guys communicate, have the meetings of the minds, and at some point in time, marriage comes up. And it could be a beautiful thing, especially if you have some goals that are set, right? But also, don't bring into your marriage drama that is not necessary. And I'm speaking on from a personal view. What's between you and your wife is between you and your wife. You don't have to have any explanation on why you got married. And then also, Boyce Watkins made a negative term that I just thought was pretty low for him to say. It starts with an N word, and it was in English ways or whatever his dialogue was at the time, but he was saying that sometimes you have to come down to a person's lower level to address them. And how I want to rationalize that with, which I disagree, is say if you are put it into sports. Say if you are an NBA or a NFL player, you're at the top of your field. You're at the top, and then you have a person who's playing little league football, and they say, "I don't like this NBA or NFL player," and that NFL player to go to that little league player and says, "I don't like you either." Well, you got a person who's at the top of their profession, a person who's just learning how to play. And I'm not saying Corey Holcomb is a person who's learning how to play. Is certain things just does not need to be addressed as far as this is what he does and this is what I do, and I don't necessarily need to go back and address that. Because if that is the case, you're going to have multiple people coming back at you that you feel that you need to address. And it takes two fools to argue. Not saying one or the other is a fool, but to argue, it takes two fools. You can take the higher ground, right? The higher road, and keep excelling at what you do. Or you can come back down and be pulled down by those who are looking for that clout, looking to get more attention, looking to, it's the word looking to. That's the key word, looking to. Look at more views. All right? So to say thank you for tuning into Billionaires Club 101, just my concept of how I see things. And there's going to be some viewers may disagree with what I'm saying. People may say that he has the right to address Corey Holcomb in regards of his marriage. He has a right. But also, this is my channel. I have a right to also just be a spectator looking on from the outside, looking in. Hopefully, both of these professionals are doing well at what they do. And I want them to each build your platforms to the highest extent. Corey Holcomb, keep making those videos that you do. It's entertaining. Dr. Boyce Watkins, keep being that professional you are and educating us and keep excelling. I wish you and your wife have an excellent marriage. Sometime, just a advice, maybe you have, maybe you have not. Sometimes it's good to seek out marital counseling, marriage counseling. Maybe you've done that or not, maybe you have not. And what I recommend is for you guys to get some marriage counseling. Not saying you guys have problems now, but in your past you have a certain way of living. Okay? Both of you have a certain way of living. But once you guys start to be in one space together, at some point in time, there may be some personality clashes that I do it this way, you do it that way. But I can't sit your side, you got to sit my side. And of course, the honeymoon phase is the part where everyone's happy until we get into knowing each other. You know, being apart and boyfriend, girlfriend, dating, courtship, going to the movies, going to dinner, walks on the beach, whatever it is. There are some things in your personal life where you have a certain way of doing things. And then that partner of yours has a certain way of doing things. But at some point in time, may not see eye to eye. And that little molehill can become a mountain. So the saying is, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Whereas a small thing that you estimate to make it big. Just like with Corey Holcomb, making jokes about why your wife came to marry you when she went to do this and went to do that. I can tell you why your wife, when you guys were not married, and maybe she went off and did this, the time was not right. The time wasn't right for you guys to get married at the time when you thought maybe y'all should have got married. There are things that people need to do to prepare themselves for that lifelong journey as a married couple. If you get married in a premature way and you're really not ready and prepared. Now, some people will say that you need to be financially ready, and some people need to be mentally ready to have a marriage. But the most important thing is friendship. Getting to understand who that person is, good, bad, or indifferent. Those are the concept of, but I think it will start of a healthy marriage. And one of the key components to a healthy marriage is finances. Where is the money coming from to do what we need to do in life? Not only to to live today, it's about what are we planning for the future? What are we putting up? What are we living off of? And what are we acquiring? And in the event something shall happen, how do we divide what we acquired together? Because at some point in time, there's going to be a block in the road where you may question, should I still be in this relationship? But in the event that happens, is it a prenup that's involved in this marriage, or you guys have a notarized, say it's a contract, if you want to word it that way. Upon us departing, X belong to me, X belong to you. Or is what we acquire together is 50-50 down the road. If we acquire real estate, stocks, bonds, some savings, and if Corey Holcomb is a breadwinner, you're going to have to part with some of that. Or is there a percentage of, hey, if we depart ways, this is for you? Because what happens is a divorce will happen if that happens. And then part of the divorce decree is, what is she entitled to, or what is he entitled to? I don't know her profession. I don't know her income status. I don't know Boyce Watkins' income status. But these are some hard things to talk about. Of course, everything is when you're in marital bliss, everything is happy. But every relationship, whether you got friendship, whatever, marriage, there's going to be some times where it's going to be challenging, right? So I just say to Boyce Watkins, everything on the internet does not need to be addressed, but it's okay that you are a person. It does affect you, and sometimes it's good that you can avoid some of the comments, but some kind of comments hit a little bit different than others. So I understand that. To the audience, thank you for all your comments where I agree with you or you agree with me. But if I don't agree with you, you don't agree with me, that's okay as well. Thank you for tuning into Billionaires Club 101. Our show is mostly about creating an income for our audience and those people who are seeing our videos. So some of the things that you will see is us talking about certain ways that we're earning some extra streams of income. And if you're a part of that audience, I would love for you to subscribe, and this is what we're talking about. We also have commentary of things that are happening in today's world. I want to thank you for tuning in to Billionaires Club 101. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you.